intimidation. But the administration has even worse planned for one of those 6 Democrats. That's Arizona Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, one of the most decorated veterans in Congress, a Navy pilot, and, as you probably know, an astronaut. Of the 6 military intel veterans in that video, Kelly is the only one who collects a military retirement pension, which means he's also the only one who could, at least in theory, be recalled to active duty and court-martialed if he violated military law. So guess what the Pentagon is now doing? Investigating Senator and retired Navy Captain Mark Kelly for, quote, serious allegations of misconduct. According to Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary and the Pentagon's top tweeter, the video made by the seditious 6 was despicable, reckless, and false, encouraging our warriors to ignore the orders of their commanders undermines every aspect of good order and discipline. Kelly's conduct brings discredit upon the armed forces and will be addressed appropriately. So Trump and his lackeys are now looking for a way to haul Kelly into a court-martial in his uniform, to humiliate him, and ideally to imprison him, the decorated veteran / sitting U.S. senator. And the White House is more than happy to publicly put its finger on the scale of this supposedly impartial military investigation.
The White House is supportive of the Department of War's investigation into Senator Mark Kelly, and I think what Senator Mark Kelly was actually trying to do was intimidate the 1.3 million active duty service members who are currently serving in our United States Armed Forces with that video that he and his Democrat colleagues put out.
If that is too subtle of a message for you, here was the Secretary of Defense literally going after Kelly on social media. Quote, so, Captain Kelly, not only did your sedition video intentionally undercut good order and discipline, but you can't even display your uniform correctly. Your medals are out of order and rows reversed. When, if you're recalled to active duty, I'll start with a uniform inspection. While nitpicking, Hegseth failed to note that several of Kelly's medals were for valor in battle. And as Punchbowl News points out, Hegseth's posts will almost certainly raise questions of so-called unlawful command influence over the military judicial process. You see, in the military, where you, of course, have to follow orders, right, there are laws against commanders trying to influence criminal proceedings. Hegseth is picking public fights with Kelly in ways that make clear what the commander-in-chief and defense secretary want. That is a clear violation of military law. In fact, it could doom any military case against Kelly in precisely the same way that Trump's DOJ and his handpicked novice prosecutor Lindsey Halligan managed to screw up the revenge cases against James Comey and Letitia James. What they have tried to do with the criminal justice system, they are now apparently trying to do with the military justice system. Ken Delaney is one of the reporters who broke the Kash Patel story. He's the MS Now Justice and Intelligence correspondent, and he joins me now. Ken, what can you tell us about the seriousness of the conversations being had about the possible dismissal of Kash Patel?
Well, Chris, we're told they were quite serious, although Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, has become the latest administration official to vociferously deny the story in the last few minutes on X, using an expletive about our network. But, the reaction has been so over the top as to be interesting to me, particularly Donald Trump posting a picture with Kash Patel, because we are told that, look, we've known for a long time that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, and Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, have had it with Kash Patel. They have been so annoyed about a number of things. You mentioned the private jet usage, and we've reported on a security detail that he has mandated for his girlfriend.